Hello guys, guess what? In this class, we're going to focus on everything about your pteridophytes. Oh yes, under your pteridophyta. Yeah, let's go. Very fast, this is our lesson 10. You know, in your bryophyte, which was the last class I treated with you, there are 3 special classes there under your bryophyte, right? Lesson 7, 8, and 9. So we're going to continue with lesson 10. Follow me and understand every bit of what we're going to be looking at, as well as their Jamb And Waec questions. The first thing you must know is the classification of pteridophytes. Oh yes, how are they classified? Simple. Don't forget that number 1, the kingdom that pteridophyte belong to is the kingdom what? Plantae. And of course, under the kingdom Plantae, that's where you have your pteridophyte. That's why pteridophyte is what? Phylum. Phylum Pteridophyta. Right? And what is their basic representative member? Their representative member is called your Dryopteris. What is it called? Dryopteris. Pronounce with me. Dryopteris. Popularly known as your what? Your fern. So the name for fern is your what? Dryopteris. Jamb will not forgive you if you like forget her. Yeah, let's go. You must not forget that the characteristics features of bryophytes, there are a couple of them. Oh yes. And how many characteristics of bryophytes are we going to look at? We're going to look at 7 characteristics of bryophytes. How many? A total of what? 7. And in that characters, as you are going, I'll be showing you their exam questions. Yeah, let's go. Number 1 character is that their body is differentiated into what? True roots, true stems, and what? True leaves. You know, follow me. Come. While we're looking at your bryophytes, we said one sweet thing about bryophytes is that they lack true roots, true stem, and true leaves. Why? Because they lack vascular bundles. So in your entire plant, right, in your entire plant, the divisions, we said that the first division is your what? Your schizophytes. And the schizophytes are the bacteria. After schizophyta, we went to look at your what? Your talophytes. Talophytes are the algae and the fungi. Then we also have your what? Your bryophyta. All these guys like this, the 3 of them, they lack vascular bundles. What do they lack? They lack vascular bundles. What do they lack? They lack vascular bundles. Are they vascular or they are a vascular plant? They are a vascular plant, meaning they are non-vascular. That's the 3 of them. But here you see your pteridophytes, which are the pteridophytes, right? As well as the spermatophytes. These 2 of them, they have vascular bundles. Now, if they now ask this question, where does vascular bundles in plants, where do they start from? Of course, they start from your pteridophytes. So your pteridophytes, they are the first group of plants that successfully have your what? Vascular bundles. That's why they have true roots, true stem, and true leaves. And of course, what is their vascular bundles that they have? It is the xylem and phloem. Please, I beg you. What's number 1 character? Their body is differentiated into true root, true stem, and what? True leaves, right? And they have well-developed what? Vascular bundles, which are the xylem and what? Phloem. And don't forget this, that the young leaves are coiled. Now, look at this guy that you are seeing here. This guy that you are seeing here represents their young leaves. And you can see that it is what? Coiled. As we move, I'll tell you a lot of things about that. But look at your Jamb 1991 question 6. Jamb will never play with this. In 1991 question 6, they gave this sweet question. And the question says, which of the following are differentiated into true root, true stem, and true leaves? Right? Of course, option A says algae. Option B says schizophytes. Option C says pteridophyte, and then option D says bryophyta. Now come. Your algae, they are under your what? What are they under? Algae are under talophytes. That's why we have the algae and the what? Fungi. They're under the talophytes. Now, your schizophytes are called the bacteria, right? Leave pteridophytes out of it. Your bryophytes, what are they? The mosses, the liverworts, and the unworts. Shall you see A, B, and D like this, right? The 3 of them, they lack vascular bundles. And because they lack vascular bundles, they are not differentiated into true root, true stem, and true leaves. They lack true root, true stem, true leaves. The ones that have true roots, true stem, and true leaves are the what? Pteridophytes. Making option what? C, the correct answer. So the first group of plants that successfully develop vascular bundles, it starts from where? Pteridophytes. Are you getting it now? And don't forget the reason why pteridophyte is the answer. We said that pteridophytes, which are the guys that we call your ferns, popular name for pteridophytes, like ferns are their popular members, right? That's how we see also call pteridophyte ferns. They are the first group of plants to have true roots, true stem, and true leaves. So vascular bond to start with them. And don't forget this, that hence they are called vascular cryptogams. Follow me. As we go, I'll give you some classifications, right? But there's what we call cryptogams and phanerogams. What did I call them? Phanerogams. Now, your seed-bearing plants are popularly called phanerogams. If seed-bearing plants are called phanerogams, your spermatophytes, are they not the seed-bearing plant? They are the seed-bearing plants. Your spermatophytes. So we can say that phanerogams are the what? Spermatophytes. And what are the spermatophytes here? Sperma. The spermatophytes are the what? Gymnosperms and the angiosperms. You'll see it when we get there shortly. But please, vascular cryptogams. Hold on. When you hear the word cryptogams, give me plants that are cryptogams. The plants that are cryptogams include your schizophytes, your talophyta, your bryophyta, your pteridophytes. The 4 of them. Why? Because they produce spores. Any plants that produce spores, what do we call them? They are called your cryptogams. Now, which one produce spores? Your schizophytes, your talophytes, your bryophytes, your pteridophytes, all of them are in one category. So, out of these 4 of them, which of them is vascular? Vascular. In other words, we can boldly say that, okay, your schizophyta, talophyta, bryophyta, the 3 of them are non-vascular. But the one that is vascular, that is still also a cryptogam because they produce spores, are the pteridophytes. That's why pteridophytes are called your vascular cryptogams. Sapita. Listen, those things in the year, what the tight? Are you getting me now? These are the exam questions. And don't forget this very quickly. 1993 question 3, powerful Jamb question. Jamb gave this question that says, in which of these features do bryophytes differ from pteridophytes? What is it that differentiates bryophytes from pteridophytes? Only you face the reason now. Wait. Your bryophyte, do they have true roots, true stem, true leaves? No. But pteridophyte, do they have? Yes. Your bryophyte, do they produce spores? Yes. Pteridophyte, do they produce spores? Yes, they also produce spores. So spore can never be their difference. Option A says absence of flower. Both pteridophytes and bryophytes, they don't have flower. They are non-flowering plants because they are still even producing spores. Option B went ahead to say alternation of generation. Yes, so bryophytes undergo alternation of generation. Pteridophytes also undergo alternation of generation. So both of them undergo alternation of generation. The question says, in which of these features do bryophytes differ? So they don't differ in the 2 yet. Option C says dependence on water for reproduction. Yes, both of them depend on water. Bryophytes depend on water for what? Reproduction. Hence, they are called the amphibians of the plant kingdom. Right? Pteridophytes, as we go on, you also see that they also depend on water for what? Reproduction. And then option D now went to ahead to say presence of vascular system. You are doing well, you are correct. Now, your bryophytes, they have vascular system? No, they don't have vascular system. Bryophytes lack xylem and phloem. But your pteridophytes, they have xylem and phloem, which are their vascular system or their vascular bundles. Therefore, the distinguishing feature there is what? Option D. Because get out, option D, now be the answer. Now, I like you to note this. The reason is simple. Bryophytes, which are the muscles, the liver, the horn, they lack vascular system. And that is the key character that you see in your pteridophytes. In fact, one of the sweet things about pteridophytes is that vascular bundles. Oh, yes, so that's why they are advanced than bryophytes. And don't forget, hold on a bit. The complete series of classes, right, as far as your syllabus is concerned regarding your Jamb and Waec, everything has been covered in details for you in the LearnLift app. And guess what? The sweet part is that you have access to your CBT, right? You have access to your video lessons. You have access to your notes. You have access to your past questions. Everything from the beginning to the end is directly in the LearnLift app for you. So all you have to do is just mark down to Play Store or App Store and download the LearnLift app where you follow all your classes from the beginning to the end. A quick one before we move. Let's get back to class. And don't forget, that pteridophytes have well-developed vascular tissues, which are the xylem and phloem, that will help them to transport water and nutrients throughout the plants. You see, bryophytes, one thing about bryophytes is that they are very small and they are short, right? Why? Because they lack water conducting systems or nutrient conducting elements. So even if they are now tall, how will they conduct water? That's why they are very short. But bryophytes, they're tall past. Pteridophytes, they're tall past bryophytes. Sure you get. Another thing I like you not to forget, look at these plants, like be looking at it now. Are you getting it? And be understanding every singular concept here. The first thing I'll draw your attention to, number one, is their stem. The stem. Where is it got? The stem, the stem, the stem. You can see that their stem is lying flat on the ground. So they have like underground, their stem is kind of like flat like this, Abi. Yes, horizontal stem, horizontal. And that stem is called your what? Your rhizome. What is it called? Rhizome. What is it called? Rhizome. What is it called? Rhizome. Number two, you can see that they have leaf, right? Let me just tell you some things here. Leaflets, right? And in that leaflet, if you watch their leaf, the leaf vein, the vein inside the leaf, right, is called your pinna. Pinna, P-I-N-N-A. Is different from the one that we call the pinule. Which one is the pinule? The pinule is forming like the leaf blade. There is difference between leaf vein and leaf blade. Can I explain something first? Hold on. What is holding all of them is called the what? The rachis. It is called the rachis. And you can see that this guy that is coiled, this guy here that is coiled, is like the young one that is developing. We said that their young form of their leaves is kind of coiled, and that's why it is called frond. Listen, the leaves of pteridophytes are popularly called fronds. What did I call them? They are popularly known as your what? Your frond. When you hear frond or fronds, they are the leaves of your what? Your pteridophytes. Oh, come, let me show you something. Now, let me tell you something sweet about your bryophytes very quickly that you should hold tight. What is it that I should know about bryophytes? I told you that bryophytes, they lack true roots, right? They lack true roots, they lack true stem, and they lack what? True leaves. And because all these three, they lack it, right? What happened? Their roots are called your what? Your rhizoid. Rhizoid. Their stem are called your what? Your cowline. Their leaves are called your what? Your phyllites. If you come to your pteridophytes, Baba, no be like that. Oh, follow me, come. Number one, pteridophytes have true roots. Pteridophytes have true stem. Pteridophytes have true what? Leaves, right? The leaves of pteridophytes are called fronds. What are they called? Fronds. Fronds. Pronounce it with fronds. Fronds. F-R-O-N-D-S. Fronds. Another thing is in terms of their stem. Follow me. The stem that you see in your pteridophyte is underground stem. That underground stem is what forms the rhizome. What is it called? Rhizome is different from rhizoid. The roots of pteridophytes, their roots now are called your rhizoid. Rhizoid. So in your bryophyte and your pteridophyte, what they have is that is the same name. There is the roots. The root of bryophyte is rhizoid. The root of pteridophyte is rhizoid. The stem of bryophyte is cowline. The stem of your pteridophyte is called rhizome, and it is the underground horizontal stem. And the leaves of your bryophyte are called phyllites, but the leaves of your pteridophytes are called fronds. Does it make sense? You catch this one now, bro. That means you are doing well. Well, let's go. Look at this very quickly. Number two is in terms of the stem. Number two, character of your what? Your pteridophyte. Their stem. It is called rhizome. What is it called? Rhizome. It is not rhizoid. Rhizoid and rhizome are two different things. Are you getting it now? And the rhizome, that is the stem of your pteridophyte, it is the underground horizontal what? Stem. If it's making sense and you understand it. Number three character is that reproduction is by means of spores. Spores. And I told you that your pteridophytes are popularly called your what? Your vascular what? Cryptogams. Please don't forget it. Because they are cryptogams, it means that they produce spores. But since they are vascular, yeah, that means they have vascular bundles. So what do you call your pteridophyte? Vascular cryptogams. They produce what? Spores. If you understand that, another thing I'd like you to know very quickly is this. Look at this. Look at it. Like, put your eyes on it. Let me explain something to you quickly. Number one thing I'll tell you is their roots. Look at the roots, right? Yeah, this is their roots. What is it called? Rhizoid. The leaves are called what? Fronds, Abi. If you look at the matured leaf, follow me very fast. Follow me. If you look at a matured leaf, yeah, right? And then we zoom inside it, there are aggregation of sporangium inside. Do you remember the sporangium that we looked at in bryophytes, where I told you that, okay, look at the way my hand is like this, where that pear-shaped organ at the top of it, what do we say, it's called capsule, that holds the spores. And then this long side here is called the setae, or the what? The stalk. Sure you remember? Beautiful. Your pteridophytes also have sporangium, but here is the difference. The sporangium of your pteridophyte, they aggregate themselves together to come and form the sorus. What is it called? Sorus. Sorus is singular. The plural form is sori. So when you hear sori, it is the plural form of sorus. Inside the sporangium of your pteridophyte, that's where you have the spores. Sir Peter, please talk to me. Come, I'll show you something. Write this down very fast in your notes. Number one, it is called your spores, right? Spores are housed in a structure called the sporangia. Sporangia. That's number two. In your pteridophyte, spores are housed inside the structure. In other words, see my sporangia. What is inside the sporangia? What is it called? Spores. Now, aggregation of this sporangia, they aggregate themselves together to come and form number three, your sori. Sori is plural. The singular form is what? Sorus. Sorus. Whether sori or sorus, they are the same thing. Singular and plural is just the difference. Now, the sori is protected by a flap or a cover, and that cover is called your indusium. What is it called? Indusium. Indusium. In other words, these four things, you must not play with it. Number one, spores, right? Oh yes, spores are housed in a structure called what? Sporangia. Aggregation of sporangia. We form the word sori. Sori is the plural. The singular form is also sorus, right? And what cover and protect the sori is called the word? Indusium. Okay, look at this very quickly with me. A sexual reproductive organ consists of what? Sori. In other words, the asexual reproductive organ of your pteridophyte, what is it called? It is the sori. Hold on, come. Your pteridophytes undergo sexual and asexual reproduction, but asexual reproductive organ that they have is called sori. Why the asexual reproductive organ is a heart-shaped structure called the prothallus. What is it called? Prothallus. Peter. Asexual reproduction for them is what? Sori. But the asexual reproduction is a heart-shaped structure that is called the word sori. You can see this diagram and you can see that it is labeled 1, 2, 3. These are the Jamb questions. As we go shortly, I will show you, no stress, and you see them yourself. But please, don't forget this with me. You can see your sori, right? Yes, you can see your sori. And, of course, I've explained your rhizome and then your what? Your roots, which are the rhizoid for you already. Please follow me together that if these guys here are the spores, you know I told you that the spores are inside the where the sporangia, right? In other words, this whole structure is the sporangia and you can see the spores that are inside of them. Now, when the spores germinates and they begin to develop, now follow me, they form like a heart-shaped structure. This guy here is called the what? The prothallus, and the prothallus is what is forming the what? The gametophytes. Are you getting it now? And another thing I'd like you to know very quickly is that this prothallus even divide into two. There is antheridium, there is archegonium. As we go, no stress, you will see all of them with your two korokoro eyes, right? Please, number 5 character of your pteridophytes is that they need water for sexual reproduction. In other words, they cannot just carry out their sexual reproduction on their own. They need what? Water. They need what? Water. They need water in the prothallus so that sexual reproduction can do what? Occur. And don't forget this, that they are mainly terrestrial, right? They are mainly terrestrial, but a few of them are aquatic members. I know you now ask which one is terrestrial, which one is aquatic. Don't forget this. The examples of those that are terrestrial, the terrestrial members. Number one is called your what? Your Dryopteris, and your Dryopteris are the ones we call your ferns majorly, Abi, because they are the most popular. Number two is your Cyclosaurus. Cyclosaurus is number two. And then number three is your Platycerium. Platycerium. And number four are the what? The Phymatodes. Phymatodes. We have your Dryopteris, which are the ferns, your Cyclosaurus, your Platycerium, and your what? Your Phymatodes. All of these guys are what? The terrestrial members. But please, in all these four, which one important pass? It is the what? The ferns, which are the what? Dryopteris. Now, in their aquatic members, format or their members, number one is your what? Your Nephrolepis. Number one, Nephrolepis. Number two is the Salvinia oblongata. Salvinia oblongata. It's not brain, we'll soon get to nervous system. Number three is called the what? The Azola. Number three is the what? Azola. Number three is the what? Azola. But please, in all of them, just know that some are aquatic, right? But majorly they are what? Terrestrial members. And what is the most common member? It is the ferns, which are the what? Dryopteris. If you get that, please look at Jamb 2010 question 4, where Jamb brought this question. A water medium is necessary for fertilization in. Option A, we're giving conifers. Who are conifers? Of course, conifers are the what? The gymnosperms. So your conifers are nothing but your what? Your gymnosperms. Option B, we are giving angiosperms, which are the flowering plants. Abi? Yes, so in fact, your gymnosperms and your angiosperms, say they are the seed-bearing plants. Yes, angiosperms are the flowering plants. Option C, we're giving ferns. Ferns. Option D, we're giving fungi. Fungi is totally out of the way. Algae and fungi, they are the Pteridophytes. Your ferns are the Pteridophytes. Which of them need water for fertilization? Of course, now, either bryophyte or your what? Either you see bryophyte there, or you go and choose your what? Your Pteridophyte. And that makes ferns, option was C, the correct answer. And you're out of there. Don't forget this very fact, that your ferns, they need water for what? Reproduction, because their sperm need to move from where they are to go and meet the what? The eggs in the archegonium. If you understand that very quickly with me, bro, that means you are doing very well. Number 7 character, right, is their representative member, and that is called the Dryopteris. Dryopteris, popularly called your what? Your ferns. These hope you've enjoyed this class. Characteristics to follow from more classes. Guess what? Just in the next class, I'll see you. Whether on Play Store, look at the representative members of your classes, your Dryopteris, which is what ferns. That next class, go. Me and you back to back in class. Exam questions. I'll see you in that class. Enjoy. Bye bye.